Hey guys, this is Range of 14 with Gamers Unite, and I'm here today to talk to you about Generals 2, the game in the Command & Conquer universe that never quite came to be, unfortunately. There were many reasons for this, probably the largest being that they were still suffering from the after effects of the abomination that was Command & Conquer 4. Beyond that, free to play. Yeah, very bad. And what does free to play mean? Well, it means pay to win. And a Command & Conquer game was simply never going to succeed with that model in place. The pay to win got so bad that EA told Victory Games that they wanted a feature to charge users to change their team color. What? I mean, no, that just would not work for any Command & Conquer gamer. But of course, the largest problem with everything was changing the name from Generals 2 to simply Command & Conquer. I mean, that doesn't really make any sense when you initially decided to call the game Generals 2 and get everyone's hopes up by changing it to simply Command & Conquer. I mean, I get the marketing strategy, sort of, but it didn't make any sense. I mean, do that on your next iteration, not when you have everyone hyped up for Generals 2. I digress. The real reason I'm talking right now is to discuss what Generals 2 could have been. It could have been a game that had no paid servers, had no unit color upgrades, had a true sandbox feel like some of the original games, what they really purported the game to be. The devs, that is, Victory Games. I really think they wanted to create a true CNC game, one that was of Westwood type of lineage, but they couldn't. But what could they have done? Well, they could have created a game similar to the Core Generals game, or even Zero Hour. I know some might say, well, no, I want Red Alert 2 or Command & Conquer 3. Or even the original Red Alert. I mean, I think all of us have our unique experiences in trying to determine what Command & Conquer had the best multiplayer. In my opinion, it was Generals. I know Generals didn't have the best single player, that went to other earlier Command & Conquer games, but on the multiplayer front, it was quite unique in the sandbox feel that it had, as well as the resource system. Generals was quite unique and well suited for multiplayer. From the footage you see here, this is basically Red Alert 3 graphics copied in to Generals gameplay, or at least partial Generals gameplay because of the alpha state. Some of the early playthroughs that were conducted with the game for some of the other veterans in the community, it was spoken like, well, this doesn't feel right. I think a lot of that had to be the pay-to-win component. Take that out and then start with the online multiplayer. That's a huge piece. Then you move over to making sure the LAN is great, because in the original Generals, especially Zero Hour, it had its problems with the netcode, with having network errors whenever people would be playing a game for too long. And yeah, I mean, we even had problems sometimes with people not being able to join rooms because of the problems they had in the LAN component. And yeah, fix that. Maybe even throw in a level editor to spice things up. Heck, even cutscenes would have been a great thing to add to Generals that weren't previously in Generals. I know some might say, whoa, what? Cutscenes in Generals? I know, it's a little different, but hey, it could have worked. And I mean, these are some simple things that they could have done that would have improved this game and really made it launch worthy, but they didn't. Instead, many members of the community left the franchise. One was a huge departure in Lion from CNC Den. And that was a great site. It had a lot of great content. It had been around since the dawn of the franchise, nearly back in the 90s. I'd even met Lion when I went out in the late 90s to Westwood Studios for the promotion of Tiberian Sun. one of the lesser games of the franchise, of course, but better than Command & Conquer 4, of course. Well, where do we go from here? Where does the franchise go? Well, there's been different ideas tossed around. Such an idea as even an MMO type of CNC. I've been a fan of that. I don't know if it would be the right course, or would have been the right course at the time for where they were at. When I heard Generals 2, I thought, hey, that does need a new iteration, improved graphics, return to that type of gameplay, and fixing the LAN and the multiplayer. Doing those things, I think, would have really, really helped in guiding the franchise in the right direction. And then you could have gone into something like an MMO for a CNC. And who knows what the future would have held from there, but we would be talking about the evolution of the franchise instead of its destruction at this point, since nothing has really been said except for rumors. So what do you guys think? What do you think the next version of CNC should be? Should we go down the General's path still, or should we try something completely new? Yeah, I should probably end my rants here and end my speculation. So this is Ranger 14 for Gamers Unite, and I'll catch you next time.